Hey guys, what's up? Caitlin here. Apologize first of all for the noise in the background. This is going to be what my stream is going to be like for the next hour or so. I'm going to be doing just a chill hangout stream with all of you. First of all, apologize for my face. I am breaking out severely right now, and I tried covering it up with concealer, but I started looking like a yellow and orange mess, so I apologize for that. I took it off, and now it looks a little better, but it's there. Hi, Nyla. Nice to see you. Again, I just want to share with you guys, I apologize for last night. I was not feeling well at all, and I luckily am feeling much better now, and wanted to let you guys know what I'm doing this week to make up for not having a stream on Friday on Monday night. So Monday, today is the 2nd, I believe, so today's the 3rd, I'm sorry. On Monday, October the 5th, I am going to be doing a stream at my normal time at 10 p.m. Eastern as my Friday show. And I'm going to be discussing with you guys ways that you guys can help as a Disney YouTube community, as ways we can help former cast members and those of us who have been laid off from this whole situation. I have unfortunately had cast members contact me saying that they are no longer employed or they are putting in their retirement for the company, and this is the worst possible time to do it. So with that, I wanted to help as many cast members as I possibly can right now with this whole layoff situation. The last thing I want to do is to leave all these cast members behind and to not acknowledge that they're there. So first of all, if you guys are former cast members in the chat or you're putting this on Team Replay, thank you for all you do in the parks. I'm a former cast member myself, and I know how much these parks mean to all of us. Whether you are behind the scenes, you are on stage with guests, or you are in management, every position brings Disney magic in its own way, and it's definitely important to acknowledge you guys, because without you guys, Disney would not be working. And also, you know, this is a really hard time for everyone right now, and I'm going to be folding clothes along with you guys, so apologize if you see me fold clothes, but I got to do my laundry somehow. And this whole thing can be troubling to all of us right now, and trust me, it is. It's been a really, and I talked to James earlier this week, and he's like, I don't think you have nothing to worry. I think they're coming back. I said, the hard thing, James, is how do we know when that's going to come back? Because I said, we know it's going to come back, but how long is it going to take before, you know, those positions that were there are going to open up again? Hi, Timothy Rainwaters. Nice to see you. Hi, Christina. Hey, Christine, if you want to share this to the Clubhouse Chaos page, if you don't mind. I think you're on that page with Pete McDevitt. Just let people know that I'm trying to give you guys an update on ways to help cast members right now in the middle of this pandemic. Pete gave me a phone call on Thursday, and we kind of chatted, and I told him, I said, there's ways to help cast members right now, but it's really difficult to do that right now. He said, well, what can I do as somebody on this platform? And I said, I think there's ways that you guys can help as YouTubers, as ways as guests, and even just everyday normal people who don't visit Disney, to still acknowledge that these people have lost their jobs and lost their livelihood. A lot of these cast members don't do it for the money. Like, if I was to go back to Disney tomorrow, I'd not be going back for the money. I would be going back because I love the environment. I felt at home there. And you never felt any negativity or anything towards others, in that environment. And sure, I had some bad experiences as a cast member where I had people faking, calling me out, faking me for my disability. However, thank you, Christine. It's something to be acknowledged, and it's something to be aware of. And I'm compiling a list right now. Thank you, Christine. Hopefully we'll have some of Pete's members in here so that way we can let them know ways to help the cast community. And for you guys as a community, for all of you guys to acknowledge that there's been layoffs, and all of you to share that, on your channels, your social medias, telling, cast members that, hey, we see you, we see that, is a phenomenal thing. But right now, especially in this time, Florida's had a really rough year for those of us who've been going through layoffs. I can tell you from what my cast experience is, a lot of my cast members did not receive any financial aid money. or financial help until like May, the mid-May or end of May, beginning of June. And that's rough to hear that, you know, as a cast member who's been through it all and knows it, and the government was trying, and I'm not trying to get political here, that's not what I'm supposed to do, but the government asked Disney to do a job, and that job was to share all the wages with the government so that way they can get their, you know, applications processed within a fairly quick time, knowing of how big Disney's cast is here in Florida, or here in Florida, I should say. And it's just hard to see that there's been setbacks after setbacks for cast. Luckily, I did find out some good news. One of my favorite, so she was the coordinator at the time that I was on my college program. And at that time, I needed some extra, you know, I needed something positive to get me through the end of the week. And she finally gave me a text on Instagram, or I think on Facebook, actually. And she's now a leader at Typhoon Lagoon in food and beverage. And she got the call Friday morning that she is staying with the company, that she is not being a part of the furloughs. And I truly thought that they were going to cut some people from Typhoon Lagoon and the water parks, just because of all these issues we've had. I'll be right back, guys. Converse against yourselves. I'll be right back. I just got to grab some hangers for my clothes here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Thank you, Christine. And anyone who's here, please share it on your social media. Let people know about what's going on. I did want to tell you a little bit of news of what I've been hearing about the layoffs, and maybe a cast member insight about what's been going on. Because I know a lot of you guys, majority of you guys probably don't know a cast member personally or have never worked for the company, so you guys probably don't know, you know, what's going on in this world right now. So I wanted to make sure you guys are continuing to be updated about this. You know, it's not an easy time. Hi, Emily Rose. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys share this with all your friends and social media. I want as much people to, you know, help the cause as we can. For those of you guys who want to help cast members, like right now, in the present, if you see any cast members on social media, share the news, the unfortunate news that they got the call. Comment in their video saying, "I'm sorry," like my phone, like, you know, if you need anything, like, let us know, because a lot of cast members, obviously, it's going to take a while for all of us to, you know, to take in this bad news that we've been hearing, you know, about these layoffs, and, you know, have to do something about it. And that's why I never really posted much about the layoffs until my post yesterday, because it was just so hard to digest that 28,000 people were going to get the call. And there's even Disney YouTubers here who are cast members that unfortunately got the same news as some other people. Give you an example, my college program, I met Nathaniel, who is the ambassador at the time. And if you guys don't know what Walt Disney World ambassadors do, every single park has 2 ambassadors that are basically kind of like the spokesperson for all their cast, and they help explain, you know, what's coming, what's new to the company at the time, right? So Nathaniel was chosen out of a big... they were chosen out of a big group of cast to represent Walt Disney World for the year of 2018. And at that time, at this time, we kind of just, Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Now I lost my train of thought. That's fun. Good question. Hey, this one going in here. Yeah. Okay. You gotta do something while we're doing lives, right? At some point. But if you guys have any questions for us of like how, if you have any questions for me and like how my leaving of my college program affected me, because I feel like this whole layoff situation has brought me back to the weeks leading up to my departure from my college program, and the emotions I had afterwards. Like, as much as I wanted to come home and see my family, you know, it still was hard. You know, you were there for 6 months to a year, right, making magic. Or actually, I was there 6 months. And when you want to make magic, you just want to do it, and you just don't want to have to look back and say, okay, what did I, if I didn't do this? And that's what's really tough about, you know, especially these cast members right now and all these entertainment cast members who have been left behind right now. Let me just share this on my social media so people know I'm live here. Share on Twitter. I don't know, Christine, I don't know where you showed it. So if I shared it on my Facebook page, I won't post, but I'm not sure. Just let me know what you posted on. Thank you for you guys for hanging in here and seeing me ramble. I am currently compiling a list of ways that all of you guys can help, whether it is sharing the word, whether it's donating. Pete's page. Okay, Christine, thank you. I'll share it on my Facebook page. Whether it's via, you know, helping other creators, you know, share the word about what organizations they can do to help, you know, and raising money. And because these cast members don't make a lot of money. Sure, there's some in the company who are executive who are getting laid off, but a majority of these are going to be part-time. 67% of the cast members who are laid off right now are going to be part-time cast members, which means they don't really, they're mostly hourly. They usually don't have salaries. So this news to them is incredibly devastating, you know, to everyone involved. I'm here, guys. I'm just folding clothes because that's important. I gotta get something done today. And the clicking around you hear is my bracelets. I wore Alex and Ani bracelets today and a Pura Vida bracelet, which I'll talk about in a moment here, actually. Because they actually like what they're doing, and I'm hoping if I contact them, they can make a way to make like a way to help with food relief. Because I think that's going to be the biggest issue, because Floridians are already having a hard time finding, you know, general basic necessities in Florida. From what I've been hearing from my cast family, you know, seeing the amount of people that are just trying to get help and they feel helpless this time, you know, it really hurts. Trying to clean out my lint. That's empties. Now I can start the new load. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me just share it right now so other people can hop on with me. Problem is with YouTube Studio, I can't go live before sharing it out on social media. So it's like I gotta do this at the same time because I didn't want to make a StreamYard link. Just let me do that. Give me a second, guys. I'm just sharing it with a few other creators. Okay. All right, I shared it on Twitter. So, guys, if you want to help me share the page, just check my Twitter or Facebook, and it will be right there. I'm going to give these to Callie. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Thanks to the four of you that are here, and thank you for the thumbs up on the page. I really appreciate it. Trust me, it does wonders. Sorry if you hear noise. It's just me doing laundry. But I think I am going to be doing something myself that I, might be selling via Instagram or by Etsy. Ways to help. I've been creating stickers, sticker files, and just doing fun, at-home projects. Something about doing something that will help the CAST community, help to donate to organizations when I can't really make, the donation right now. Because I do work in minimum wage retail, and unfortunately, I can't make a ton of donations. I could use my money I usually give to creators via memberships to donate that, but then I feel like it would make people feel bad, and whatsoever. And I know people are looking for a good quality, organizations to help, but unfortunately, since all of this has happened all at once, we're just trying to find things to go. Okay. Give me a second and we will be able to move positions where it's away from these washer and dryer here, so I'm almost to the point where I can close this. Trying to move the clothes over. Okay. Okay. Yay, I'm back. Hey, James, thank you for being here so you can share it out. Everyone, please share this out on your social media. I'm trying to get all the word out. At the beginning, for some of you that are here, so that way I can, help people out. So I'm going to move this over. Welcome to my house. This is my living room and kitchen. And I'm just going to do all my updates right here. I just got to grab my phone real fast. Okay. I don't have much battery on this, but James, if you need it, just let me know if you need something. Okay. But I'm going to be telling you about, a couple of channel updates just to let you guys know what's been going on. Updates about certain things I've been working on, and basically what's coming up and what I'm gonna do to make up for not having a stream on Friday nights, and I apologize for that. For those of you guys who did not see my social media last night, I did post saying that I wasn't feeling well and that I was going to be able to make it up to you in some way before my live stream this Friday, which is going to be about The Greatest Showman for Pete's or with Dean's movie marathon weekend. Beyond excited for that topic. Like, The Greatest Showman is one of my favorite non-Disney movies ever of all time, so I'm really excited to talk about that with all of you. But right now, I am trying to find ways to help cast members right now in this pretty hard time for all of us who are trying to digest this information. I've been getting Facebook post after Facebook post, Instagram post after Instagram post, Twitter post after Twitter post about these layoffs and who it's affecting. And it's affecting creators. It's affecting, creators who are cast members. It's affecting, former cast members and college program alumni who are hearing all about this and bringing up feelings, from that time. I'm just going to take off my jacket. Hi, Life in the Parks. Thank you for joining me. And it's oh yeah, it is evening. It's like 4 o'clock. I forgot about that. Thank you for sharing the post. I appreciate that. I'm hoping to help as many cast members as I can. I want to give you guys some general information about what to do to help right now. And James, don't worry about links. You can find them if you'd like, but don't worry about it. Hi, Big Disney fan. Hi, Keith. So my biggest resource is going to be Walt Disney World. If you want to help cast members on both coasts, there are separate organizations that are being managed by the unions. That is called the Walt Disney World Food Bank and the Disneyland Cast Food Bank. That's going to be able to help provide food access for a lot of these cast members who have had food insecurity issues since the beginning, and also now with the furloughs, it's going to help those companies out. Helping supporting small businesses of cast members and their families is a big way to help. I'm creating a list right now of Etsy shops that are cast member owned that are helping to either help furloughed cast members if they need something or something to remember their time if they are moving on. And a lot of people have been messaging, and I'm going to address this. It's going to be, unfortunately, a little controversial, but I do want to speak to this. I had a good friend of mine, and I wasn't mad at them for posting it, but I wanted to let them know, like, on the perspective of what a college program or somebody who was a cast member to think about this. A lot of cast members have been, everyone I think is mad at this whole COVID thing for a reason, right? It's disrupted our entire lives. It's turned our lives upside down. And unfortunately, I don't think Disney could have avoided this. As much as I would have loved to see Disney continuing to payroll these cast members, I knew, through how many months the parks were closed and how many regulations they have, and California isn't even reopened yet. To me, this is going to be a rough patch for Disney. Sure, they're one of the biggest companies in the world. However, just like every other small business, they've been out of any business for 6 months, and the only thing keeping them going was Disney Plus and Disney Channel and Disney Junior, and that does not make most of their revenue. 23% of Walt Disney or Disney's revenue comes from parks and resorts, and that's at either Disneyland or Disney World. In Disneyland, they rely on their annual pass holders for Disneyland Park, and for Walt Disney World, they rely on a lot of out-of-state goers to go there. And as unfortunate as this all has been, a lot of people don't think that Disney cares, and sure, there might be some people that forget that there's people at the front line. Of course, in big companies, it's going to happen. However, with Josh DeMario, which first of all is newly executive, he's only been executive in the company since March. So he's brand new to all of this. He's starting a new job in the middle of a pandemic, and probably one of the biggest, the first pandemic we've had in our generation. And to see people posting, and I'm not going to name names, that's not how I do things, but a lot of customers think that Josh DeMario doesn't care. And I just need to address this. Cast members at Disneyland side have been posting that Josh DeMario was in the parks on Thursday when they were starting to get sent some info so that way some Disneyland cast members can get some direction from Josh, because the majority of the layoffs are going to be effective on both coasts. And a lot of cast members said that he broke down, several times during the day, with cast members on his own, in all different situations. So in my heart, I have met him before. Josh was one of the people. He came in as a guest at Disney Springs in one of my locations. I can't remember the shop, but I recognized his voice right away because he's somebody, who has gotten far from doing the college program. And I asked him, I said, as somebody who's a college participant and wants to pursue with Disney in the future, like, what's your top recommendation? And he just was so nice. And I'm going to keep that conversation private, because it's very special to me, and I'm not going to, it didn't change my reputation to him. It made it more, I believed in him more. And he wasn't even big in the company at that point. He was only, I think he was a VP at the park at the time. And when I talked to him, and he seemed so genuine. And you know what? He said hi to almost every cast member who worked in my building. And whenever he stepped, and I've heard this from numerous of cast members who've worked with him, and he says that he's the kind of person who says hi to every single person when he walks through a door. And that's the Disney magic that isn't taught. That's something that is, a part of you. It's a part of your personality and the way you work every single day. Not every leader can be that way, and not every proprietor can be that way. So to all the people who think that Josh doesn't care about, firing all these people, I can't imagine him thinking that this is his only option. And I know that this decision was not made on his own. Like, he had direction probably from the board of executives, from shareholders, about this. And as much as it's hard to blame, Josh for this, I don't think it was entirely his fault to begin with. From him and seeing pictures from casts who are at Disneyland and know some of my Disney World friends and sent me pictures, I can tell that he was just as in shock and such as in denial as every single cast member who has gotten that call. It goes to people like Sarah Sterling, and if you guys don't follow her, please do. She is a phenomenal YouTuber. She's been YouTubing for quite some time now, and she's a big Disneyland vlogger, and she lost her job with Imagineering, her dream job with Imagineering, working on Galaxy's Edge at the Star Wars Hotel, and she just lost her job. And it's pretty tough to see that, right now. It's really tough right now to be, a lot of these cast members, it's hard to be optimistic right now. And, a lot of them have contacted me because they know that even though I left, I stayed positive and I knew that I was going to come back someday. And a lot of them are just like, what do you do when you just don't, you're leaving, but you don't know like how to deal with it? And I said, you don't deal with it. Like, it's like a day by day thing. And unfortunately, these casts have to do it in a pretty quick amount of time, unlike myself, who was prepared to know my end date, if that makes any sense. Yes, Twitter is a place to interact and donate to the cast member pantry. Thank you, James. Cast members, and there is Venmos for both. If you guys prefer to donate via Venmo than their actual accounts, they have Venmos for both of their channels, and it's going directly towards helping food relief. And there's also a pet help center for a lot of cast members who have pets for Walt Disney World. Sorry, my mother texted me, and obviously, Mom, first call. It's been a really hard week for a lot of us. I luckily got good news. I got a Facebook message from a good leader of mine who used to be a coordinator during my time as a college program, and she was awesome. She was one of the, she was a few people that I looked up to, and she was acknowledging me every single part of my day, making sure I was, first of all, safe at my job, to feel like I was doing well and was enjoying my time, and making sure that I was accommodated and made sure that I felt just like any other cast member. And if the inclusion key that they're adding for cast members and the 4 keys cards were there back then, I would certainly give every single person at my location a 4 keys card, because from what I've heard, unfortunately, I'm one of the good positive stories from disability, and unfortunately, we've gotten some really bad stories of management who weren't able to accommodate, and simple things like that. But I got a message from her. She is a leader at Typhoon Lagoon. We got some good news saying that she is not a part of these layoffs right now, and that makes me pretty happy, knowing that at least somebody, from my group who's furloughed, isn't in limbo right now. And I still got 8 or 9 cast members who are still furloughed that have not heard anything yet, if they're laid off or if they're continuing to work for the company. And unfortunately, this is not going to be a quick process. This is going to be pretty slow. Unfortunately, the direction of the phone calls have been led directly to leaders. So if they are part-time, full-time cast, they are going to be getting calls from their leaders, not even from anything higher than them. So I pray for all the furloughed cast members right now, and I pray for all the leaders across Walt Disney World property that unfortunately have to make this really sad call, not knowing that it wasn't your decision. Is the hardest part of it, is that you don't have that. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to hide user. Apologize, guys. James, I had to get on that right away. I know you would have handled it. Hey, for somebody who, James, if you can report that would be fantastic. What was it? And I just wanted to share, small resources that can help you. If you guys are active on TikTok, there's a TikTok called Magic for Magic Makers that is helping to raise money to send to cast members who either moved to Orlando and have been denied food benefits or SNAP benefits. They're donating there. You can also share the word by duetting one of her videos on TikTok. Magic for Magic Maker. She also has a Venmo to directly donate to cast members in need right now. She is currently in nomination stage for West Coast, which means Disneyland. So if anyone here knows of a Disneyland college or cast member that needs a lot of help from this, please message me on Instagram or on Twitter, and I'll directly get in contact with you. You can also use the business email that's linked here on my channel. I definitely check it. I would be and it's exactly what I'm looking for right now. The Walt Disney World cast member pantry and Disneyland cast member pantry is going to be another good resource for you guys to acknowledge. Those are run by United 52, which is Disney's own unions that support some cast. And I just heard news through my cast member friend. We just heard her yesterday. They're saying that layoffs for union cast members, which that means that some roles at Walt Disney World are under a union, and that's going to be typically food and beverage, smaller roles that do need unions. Those union roles, we have found out that their layoff date is going to be December 4th, and they're going to continue to get benefits until that date. However, they are still in negotiations with Disney and the unions. But for right now, that's the newest news that we have heard in terms of layoffs. If they are laid off on the spot, that means that they are currently a non-union cast member and that they're part of the layoff numbers. We do not know how many layoffs are going to come from union cast members right now. That I have a feeling that's going to be a bigger number than this, and it's going to be hard to believe, but I do think it might be bigger than this. Disneyland, I don't know. I think there's only a handful of roles that are under union at Disneyland. I have not heard anything on the West Coast in terms of their layoff dates. I just know Walt Disney World's college program updates. The last that we have heard is that cast members have been, or college programs have not released applications for spring, and I think that's rightfully so. I don't think they're going to have a spring this year. However, we've been seeing on Marketplace on Facebook via Orlando, via like the Orlando site for Facebook Marketplace, is that they're selling the beds from Vista, and you can clearly tell they're Vista because they have the hi Jeffrey. They're currently selling the beds from Vista, bunk beds and single beds, in a bulk purchase. So all of us in the DCP community are wondering if Vista is actually going away, or if multiple complexes are going to be taken away because of this furlough. However, Disney does not own these apartments. They are operated by a third party that they do pay for operating costs and things like that. The buildings have been paid for, but the operations haven't. Thank you to the 7 of you who are here. You guys are all amazing. If you guys want to say hello in chat, please do. And if you guys please share this on your social medias if you want to help the cast member community during this really rough time right now. Hello, hi, Miss Default. Hi. Nice to see you in our stream. I'm trying to come up with another way. I also have a friend who is I currently have thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. I do have and for those of you who don't know my cast member background, I used to be a college program participant over at Disney Springs locations back in 2016 in merchandise. So even though it's 4 years, after the fact, this still hits us pretty hard. And I think a lot of my former international college members are finding about this now. Unfortunately, they're finding out about this later than we are. I messaged Dan. Disney Dan, for those of you guys who are here, Disney Dan. I asked him what he thought about this, and he's like, Kate, I think this was coming, and he said this is all just sad for everyone right now, and I totally agree. It's a really hard time for former cast members right now, and for active cast members, it's a really hard, topic to bring up. Nobody wants layoffs. Obviously, no one wants to be laid off from their job. But unfortunately, in this case, Disney did have to make that decision. And I know that Disney could have done so much more to avoid these layoffs. But at the same time, they're a business at the end of the day. As much as we would love to make sure for that, we do. We are going in the end of October to Disney, and I do want to talk to some of my cast, and let them know that, hey, I'm here. Message me anytime when you need somebody to talk to, because it's not been easy. And it hurts that you're not there to give somebody support when you know they need it. And it just boggles my mind that so many, people are hurting, but at the same time, like, guests aren't stepping up and try to help, cast members in this rough time. I did ask, I do know one person what Disney has decided to do with them in terms of, what they've try to do for them in the middle of this transition. However, it's from somebody who was an ambassador, who is it's a totally unique role, and I'm not sure about that. However, I do want to but yeah, I would say keep furloughed cast members at the back of your mind who have still not found out any news yet. Unfortunately, this is not going to be a fast process, and it's going to take a few days before a majority of the cast members find out, their fate. And that's a lot of stress to keep in somebody's mind. But if you guys have any questions for me, like if you guys are wondering, like, if you have an organization that you're not sure about, that you've been hearing from other cast members on social media, let me know.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Allie's here. Hi.
What's good? Okay, we'll be in the bathroom if you need.
No worries. Thank you for letting me know. A big Disney fan says hello, Allie. This is a little bit delayed. Okay, now I'm finding this out. But if any of you have questions for me as a former Disney cast member, like what my feelings are with all of this, you know, things that you guys have had in the back of your minds about all of this, you know, or you have questions about, you know, organizations that you've seen, and you're not sure, you know, they're acknowledgeable among cast members that are actually helping us, you know, please just message me. You can ask questions in the chat at any time. I am welcome to that, you know, that input at this time. And to all of you guys who are here, please be sharing this on your social media page. That way we can have as many of our Disney community here willing to step in a hand and telling people, hey, we need this to help people right now. Allie's going live on her Instagram, so if you guys hear overlap of talking, Allie's going live on her own Instagram, so just let you guys know. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but we'll take it day by day. But guys, I guess this is where I open the floor up. If you guys have any questions, you know, about these layoffs or things that you guys would like to know, appreciate it. Yeah, James says he thinks that the continued failure to reopen Disneyland has exacted a toll. I agree. I don't think Disney thought it would take this long to get Disneyland up and running. And the current rumored, they are not confirmed by California or by Disney that these were the guidelines that were leaked. However, the leaks that have come out that have said that it can only be annual pass holders, so it can't be any local tickets. And it's only for people who live in about a 150-mile radius from Disneyland are allowed to go into the park, and they have to be COVID-free, obviously. And I don't know what that means for cast, because there are some cast who live an hour or 2 hours away just to find, you know, decent amounts of living. I do think a majority of these layoffs are because of Disneyland's problems of reopening right now. I do think that is a major issue in this. And I hope California takes it seriously, that the longer they stay closed, as much as we want to keep everyone safe, is the priority with all of this, is to keep everyone safe, you know, and making sure that numbers, you know, I understand they want to keep numbers low and to make sure that they're staying as safe as possible. But at the same time, Knott's Berry Farm in California has been running well, and they haven't been doing pretty well. I understand if they're not opening for food and shopping, you know, is what the governor wanted to do. But the problem is Disney can't operate like that. Disneyland has a lot to do with annual pass holders and what the events they do in the park, and they can't do that right now. And it really hurts. And to all the cast members that are over there, they just are just as clueless as all of you guys as guests. You know, Walt Disney World did not know about the layoffs until you guys did and found out on the news. That's when they got the email. They didn't get it hours before, and they were just reporting it then. They found it at the same time as everyone else did. And I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it was released hours before they got a bombardment of messages from friends and family, you know, wondering if they're going to be a part of the number. That's pretty, you know, it's pretty grim to think that, but I see Disneyland why they didn't want to open for just food and shopping, because that just doesn't make sense. And with Downtown Disney, that was the most they could do at that time. And I'm hoping that the governor realizes how many jobs they're putting on the line, because Disneyland is the biggest big Disney fan. They really typically don't follow the government that much. The last time I've heard of the government, you know, helping out with this was helping out with other things. Okay, James, I've heard us. Let me bring up the message. So I had a former cast member friend of mine who received the news from her personal leader, but she is a leader, so she would have gotten news from either a proprietor or a area leader that her job was safe at Typhoon Lagoon and that she was able to come back. And I asked her about unions. I asked a couple of questions. I asked her about Disney Aspire, what they were going to do with Disney Aspire students, anyone who is currently on the layoffs that are on the Disney Aspire program as we speak. And that is their educational give back program where they help them pursue their educational degrees so they can advance. They have no idea. They have to call HR. So if anyone's wondering about Disney Aspire, they have to call HR for that. I asked them, I did hear about, they were talking to the unions. And I asked them, I told her I was hearing a December date floating around, and she said that December is the effective of layoffs in union roles. And they're saying that they're going to have benefits until December 4th. So if they're a cast member who's in a non-union role, they are laid off immediately, from what I've been hearing. And with cast members who have union roles, they have their benefits until December 4th. So Disney Aspire, health benefits, dental benefits, sometimes car payments, that kind of thing. They'll have those until December 4th. But other than that, we haven't heard much. The unions are talking back and forth. Let me look up the union right now. Let me find out, James, if I've heard anything. Okay, here it is. So the Florida's one of Florida's main thing is United 362. That is their full-time contract. That's when they come up with, and I'm trying to see if they have any updates about the layoffs. I'm going to see if they have any upcoming meetings. Looks like the last meeting they had was in June or July. And I'm not seeing it here. Okay, so Disney union leaders respond. So new documents from the state show nearly 6,700 non-union cast members will be laid off starting December 4th. This just comes after a day of the company saying it will be laying off 28,000 part-time and full-time workers between its parks in Florida and California. And this is an additional. So 28,000 already announced, and 2 days ago, they say that there's another 6,700 who are non-union that are going to be laid off starting in December. That's devastating. They said that the union, which they the union that's here is Union 385, and that'll be typically represents about 5,000 cast members, and they're typically in transportation, which is bus drivers, and laundry workers. He says about 1,800 of his workers are going to be laid off. He said he got a letter from Disney on Tuesday that those layoffs will begin November 1st. His union will be meeting with Disney representatives soon to negotiate benefits for workers who will be losing their jobs, fighting for things like severance packages and extended health care. Unions are also helping to find cast members who are working to find new jobs. And if anyone comes here and they do have a cast member who was laid off, I want to refer to them to a Facebook group who's been doing amazing things. Businesses, small businesses, big businesses alike, helping to rehire cast members on as soon as possible. And that Facebook page is called Ear to Each Other. If there is anyone here that knows of as a laid off cast member that they have found out with that, they have. That's the first union I found 2 years. Okay, this Walt Disney World News Today is one of my favorite places to get my knowledge from. I've met a couple of their reporters, and they've been nothing but nice. And they've asked permission before filming, so I usually follow what they have to say. Disney has provided a breakdown of layoff of 6,700 non-union cast members in December. So it looks like so it's saying that it'll affect operational staff. 65 cast members will let go from the resorts, offices, and celebrations. That could be from administration to marketing and finances. 49 layoffs are going to come from Disney's Orlando International Airport. That's going to include the Magic of Disney shop in the airport, as well as Disney Magical Express. Creative costuming, which will be typically for character attendants, cast member or costumes, character performers. Creative costuming is going to be facing 22 layoffs, and 8 were listing from a building near the central reservation offices, and that's in Tampa, I believe. These are the part of 28,000 layoffs affecting Disney and affecting union and non-union employees alike. The Services Trades Council Union, that's the major union, says that they are working with Disney to negotiate how the layoffs will affect union cast members. They have not said anything. I'm trying to see. So this is the thing I wanted to tell you about Josh DeMario. So multiple witnesses have said that Josh DeMario, chairman of Disney Parks, was in downtown Disney District yesterday, and this was a few days ago. This was Thursday, I believe, September 30th, so that would have been Wednesday. This is a few days after DeMario announced that Disney would be laying off 28,000 cast members. Somebody tweeted, and he said that he was in Walt Disney or downtown Disney District all day, apologizing to cast members, letting us vent, cry, and whatnot. He probably would have let us punch him if he wanted. A lot of execs would have stayed home, but I have to credit Josh for facing the music. That guy looks absolutely defeated. So Disneyland is going to be over 5,000 union and non-union cast members in Disneyland resorts, and it includes 400 Walt Disney Imagineers over in Glendale, California. So out of the 28,000, a majority are going to come from, unfortunately, Walt Disney World property. That seems to be the hardest thing. I was trying to find out. Okay, and the email that was sent to cast members from Walt Disney World Management, they said they will be scheduling appointments with our effective salary and non-union hourly employees over the next few days. Additionally, today we'll be begin the process of discussing next steps with unions. A lot of cast members are encouraged to visit the Hub, which, if you guys don't know what the Hub is like a centralized website for cast members to get all their information from. They do say that this is what he read. This is his final paragraph of this email. He says, "For those who will be affected by this decision, I want to thank of you for all that you have done for our company and our guests. While we don't know when the pandemic will be behind us, we are confident in our resilience and hope to welcome back cast members and employees when we can." Let me just go back to their main page and see what the newest article is. So give me 1 second. And for those of you guys who are just coming in now, we are currently talking layoffs, ways that you guys can help, and basically the latest news that you guys can help. We also found out that Wave and Kona Cafe might be going on the table service mobile order, which would be great, actually. No way. Guys, we found out news yesterday that Bonnie Lou Kern, who was an original Mouseketeer on the Mickey Mouse Club, passed away at the age of 79 years old yesterday. Wow. Died September 28th. Wow, that's crazy. I was trying to see if I can find changes. Okay, righty. They were postponed earlier today. The plan, which is being revised, so it is currently being revised by California, is stating that individual theme parks can only reopen once their county has reached the least restrictive minimal risk level and only at 25% capacity, with only residents living within a 120 mile radius of each theme park will be allowed to revisit. Crap. Sorry, I lost the page. With theme parks being safer, being part of the last tier of the blueprint means that the guidelines may not change until the end of the pandemic, postponing reopening for weeks or even months. California theme parks will not be able to set reopening dates until their respective counties enter the minimal tier or not at all if their counties were stuck at the more restrictive level. Theme parks located at the substantial level, like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm, won't be able to reach the least restrictive minimal level for at least 3 to 6 more weeks. Universal and Magic Mountain are at least 6 to 9 weeks away, and when Los Angeles County moves from the highest risk to the lowest. The movement of counties to lower risk is dependent on the continued improvement in reducing the number of new COVID-19 cases and the percentage of tests that will come back prospect. So they're saying that under this new proposal, reopenings could be postponed until November or possibly December, if not next year, which is pretty hard to see that. So that's pretty hard. I've been trying to see. So I'm seeing the 2017. So just to give you guys a little bit of context of how many cast members have been affected since furlough started. So furlough started back in April when 40,000 cast members came back. However, we don't know how many cast members ended up coming back after the furlough or when the park started reopening. So non-union layoffs are set to begin on December 4th, according to an article. Okay, so several of the unions who have members at Disneyland and Walt Disney World who have been affected by these layoffs have published statements regarding the specifics. So the first two are from California. So the first one is Local 11. United here, Local 11, has learned that Disney will lay off approximately 950 out of our nearly 3,000 members effective November 1st. So November 1st of these layoffs, union will engage in bargaining with the company over issues including job security and healthcare coverage. This highlights the urgent need for AB 3216, the California state law that guarantees recall and retention for hospitality workers. We're asking that Governor Newsom to sign that bill. The governor has until tomorrow, September 30th, to sign, and they're asking people to sign it. The second one is also from Disneyland. Workers United Local 50 memberships. As you all know, the company announced this afternoon that after 7 months of closing, Disney will begin to suffer the dismissal of 28,000 executive members, non-unionized companies, and trade union members between Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Cast members of Local 50 will be included. There's a lot of information we don't know now, and we're scheduled to meet with Disney within the next few days to learn more and to negotiate the effects. Here's what we know now. It is yet to be determined who will be subject to layoffs. Contract and negotiation will determine this. Firing notice to Local 50 members is scheduled to start for November 1st. The non-union, salaried, and executive staff are starting to receive notice now. Real end dates will be set in the notice. Over 2,500 members of Local 50 are now expected to be fired. And if they have any questions, to contact. United here, Local 362, which is one of the union contracts for Walt Disney World. Statements of the Service Trade Council Union regarding layoffs at Walt Disney World. The 6 unions of the STCU represent 43,000 cast members at Walt Disney World. Were disappointed to learn that the COVID-19 crisis had led Disney to make the decision to lay off cast members. Unlike at the other theme parks or at hotels in Central Florida, Disney workers have a voice at the table because of our union. We have begun negotiations with the company about this news and its impact to union members. This is on September 29th of 2020. How many full-time and part-time cast members will be effective? How long health insurance and recall rights will continue, and many other issues crucial to cast members are on the table. As more information becomes available, we will notify our members. Let me just see the post and see if they posted anything on their Twitter account since that date. And we'll follow that. So I'm trying to see if okay, and then I'm pulling up the Orlando Sentinel article. Okay, last week, DeMario held a virtual press conference with the news media to put pressure on the California government to lift the restrictions, saying tens of thousands were dependent on the theme parks for jobs. So and then I also saw on here from the Actors Equity Association, which represents all of the Walt Disney World performers. They've also said that Disney is learning discussions with Disney right now to learn their impact on Tuesday's layoffs. Performers working on equity contracts will hear more from the union as soon as the union has more information. The union will prioritize making sure performers are protected with all the relevant provisions of the collective bargaining agreement. The pandemic has slammed Central Florida's economy. They've been the highest they've been in August, and they're at 11% there. Across Orlando's theme parks, SeaWorld, SeaWorld has permanently laid off 1,900 furloughed workers at its 3 Universal properties, or 3 Orlando properties, and Universal has disclosed furloughing nearly 5,400 cast members indefinitely. Somebody that is a part of the government of Florida is asking them to provide as much support to workers and their families. Yeah, I'm not seeing. So what I'm seeing is that all of them are in negotiations with the company right now, and they are currently making that decision right now. So as soon as I hear more, I will certainly let you guys know. As soon as I hear more about this, unfortunately, this hurts a lot of people right now. On this, yes, the campers available, absolutely, yes. James has a link that's there that's going to be helping for those who need help with food pantry. I'm currently compiling a list that I will be addressing on Monday at my normal time, 10 p.m. Eastern, on my channel on Monday night. And I will be telling you guys about different ways you can help small businesses who have cast members and other small organizations who are here to help and here to help those who've been nominated. And usually those smaller organizations will go based off nominations. And I will certainly let you know about that as we speak. Also, this upcoming on the 14th, I'm scheduled to do our Polka Dot podcast interview for the with Leslie. And as soon as a announcement date for that is set, I will let you guys know, certainly. Also, Pete McDevitt gave me a call not too long ago and asked me if I could switch my date. He said that he has an exciting guest that has interviewed some big-time Disney people, wants to be on his show, and she said the only availability she had was on my date, unfortunately. So my interview with Pete McDevitt is getting pushed back until March. March 24th is the soonest that I can be available. That's going to be my show date. It is currently up. If it isn't updated, it will be updated soon, and it will be posted on. It'll be updated on my collaborations with other creators playlist. So if you guys want to hop onto that, that'd be great. Also, just want to let you guys know that next week's Sunday, or on the 10th of October, which is next week Sunday, I believe, no, next week Saturday, apologize, don't know my dates, next week October 10th, please go and watch Pete McDevitt. He's doing a live stream sharing with his medical journey and his way of getting to where he is today, helping celebrate cast members and honestly being a part of this Disney community. And as a disabled person, he asked me to be there because he knows how hard this journey can be sometimes, and he certainly wanted to help as many people as possible. So I will be a guest on his show. Obviously, I will do whatever he asks of me because I'm going to be respectful because this is his story to tell, not mine. However, if he asks for any input, for people who are worried about the DA, who don't know how to use the DAS system, or your emotional mental health journey with disability, like I'm open to helping anybody out. Disability is a journey that I've lived for my entire life. However, not many people do get it from birth. They get it over sometimes in their adulthood, sometimes randomly in their teen years, and that affects your mental health big time. And he got it when he was an adult. So he's going through this journey, that I've had to endure over my entire lifetime. And to help one person realize that they're enough to live here, they're enough to be successful, and to show them that nothing can stop you living with a quote-unquote medical disability. that's what I want to share. That's why I made this YouTube channel, was to tell people that, hey, I was a Disney cast member. I was disabled. I had an amazing time, and I would go back in a heartbeat. And that's due to my amazing cast family that I've had my entire, family. So for those of you who are my cast family, who are watching behind the scenes, who are supporting me through my channel, supporting through my Instagram, I want to thank all of you, because all of you have gotten to where I am today, and I'm more grateful than ever to be a part of it. So as soon as I get union news about what's been going on, floating information right now is December 4th. However, it's not confirmed. They are currently still negotiating with Disney. Once I will hear some word, I did tell my cast member friend to keep me in the loop when what the union decides, or when they post a statement. I told her to message me when those happen, so that way I can keep you guys up to date. And until then, I will be posting all of the media links to help other cast members at this time in the description below, to help as many cast members as possible in this pandemic. This has affected cast members big and small, and those who have worked for the company, or those who are fairly new to the company. And I do hope that I can go back and to do Disney Aspire maybe, and finish my college degree and start my career with Disney soon. But right now, I'm here to help cast members at a time of crisis. But remember that all these cast members have families, they have kids, they have a livelihood that they just lost. And when you guys post about cast members, post about the company, keep in mind that the decisions that you say, or the things you say, will affect somebody in the company. And if you're currently in the company and you need somebody to reach out, please don't be hesitant to reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter. My links are down below. I'm also on TikTok. Anyone who knows a disabled or a furloughed cast member who needs somebody to talk to, that knows what it's like to be a cast member and to know that you're going to have to leave and you don't know when you're coming back, have them message me, have them contact me. I can definitely do a Zoom call or just a Skype chat. I'm open to helping any cast member right now, as much as I'd love to. And again, I'm going to end this stream here. It's over an hour, and I know some people are starting to stream right now for the evening tonight. So I'm going to allow them to share their spotlight with them. Tonight's lineup, I know that tonight starts a movie marathon week with Road Trip Dave. So if you guys want to start that journey, you can. I'm also going to be a part of that movie marathon week, with Friday's episode being about The Greatest Showman. I have no collaborations in the works for that episode. However, I am totally open to it. So if you guys know of cast member or fellow Disney YouTubers who love The Greatest Showman and would love to do a show with me, have them reach out to them and say, hey, we got a friend named Caitlin who loves The Greatest Showman. She's doing a show. She would love to do it with somebody else. Have them reach out to me as well. I'm certainly looking for collaborations. It's kind of weird to do a show alone talking about Greatest Showman, but I'm beyond excited about that. Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, please stay on this channel. I will be compiling a list of small businesses, maybe collaborating with them and having them pop onto my show and let them know about their business, allow them to have a spotlight for a little bit, and to help the thousands of cast members who are affected by these layoffs. And to say to Josh DeMario, if he ever comes across this video, Josh DeMario, I know that this is probably one of the last decisions you have ever wanted to make. As somebody who you've started at the bottom, you started where I was, and worked your way to where you've most certainly earned your position you have right now. And to say, and to know that you, unfortunately, you did take your full pay back, and I wish that you guys didn't have to do that, that you would just take the pay cut for the rest of the year and allow that to help more cast members and furlough less cast members. But however, I do know that laying off people in your heart, Josh, is probably one of the last things you wanted to make. And I know you guys have tried everything you guys could to prevent layoffs if you guys could, but unfortunately, not everything was operational. And with that, that means that not a lot of cast members can come back. So, Josh, if you're watching, our heart goes out to you and your mental health at this time, because I know this can affect your heart big time when you do have to make these difficult decisions. And support hearts go out to Disneyland. All those Disneyland cast members who are going to stay furloughed until the park reopens. My heart goes out to you guys as well, because the East Coast here knows what it was like to be furloughed and not know a reopening date. So for all of you guys at Disneyland, my hearts are with you. Again, guys, make sure you guys support cast members, support them in Twitter, social media, and continue to share love with this entire YouTube community. And for those of you who are YouTubers who are currently shouting out cast members and telling them thank you in your videos, thank you so much. You have no idea, as a former cast member, how much that means. And I can tell you it makes a pretty big difference when you're watching a video and somebody shouts out you who either did make magic or was making magic in the park. So I want to thank all of you for your tremendous support among my channel. I'm almost at 230 subscribers as we're speaking right now. And I want to thank you for all of your tremendous support to making this channel the small channel that can. And I'm excited to grow with you guys. I'm excited to show you Walt Disney World through my eyes. I'll help share with you guys on my trip. I currently have videos planned where I'm going to show you guys the closed captioning systems that I use throughout the park. That way you guys are more educated about hearing loss and how it affects me in the parks. Sensory, the greatest places for those of you who have sensory issues like myself. Ways that you guys can relax and to be out of the overstimulation, even for just a couple of minutes in the park. And I will hopefully meet up with some people. I'll have them share their channels on my live stream. Also, I need all of your guys' help. If you guys are still here and you want to help cast members in need, I'm going to compile a list of guest and cast member alumni alike who are going to be, we're going to make a huge compilation video thanking cast members in a huge video. That way I can share it to major unions. I can share it to the Walt Disney World Cast and Community page and let them know that guest and cast member alumni alike or college program alumni alike are willing to help and step up for cast members and to share their love and heart during this really hard time and let them know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And with all of you, thank you again for your tremendous support. Remember, I'm back here on Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It'll be a pretty serious video. I'll be talking about different channels. I'll show you guys their Etsy shops, their online profiles, so that way you guys can have the best education as possible and ways you guys can help cast members who either have small businesses or help support businesses in Central Florida that you guys can do on your next trip that are helping support cast members during this really difficult time, whether it's hiring them hiring former cast members on the spot or helping those with resume help, resident career coaching, simple things like that that can help you guys out. Again, if you want to contact me, James has my info right there on Instagram and on Twitter. Make sure you guys come and reach out to me. If you're also on TikTok, you can go ahead and follow me, and I'll follow you back and message you there if you guys have any questions about cast members. So, again, thank you all for your tremendous support. I love you all to death. And remember, as cast members once say, to have a magical day as always, and to remember that every day is a day closer to your trip to Disney, no matter when you know what that would be. And the cast members, we thank you, we love you, and our hearts are with you right now. Guys, until Monday, have a magical day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.